graders, 2 7th graders, and 6 6th graders. We are ready when you are.
All right, thank you. Go ahead.
Welcome back to Mount Prospect Evening News.
This is our live coverage of Snowmageddon in 2014.
And I want to watch this. Towers on channel 42 over 1 right now.
Shouldn't you be working on your science report on winter storms in our community?
We'll be announcing the Mount Prospect schools closing in just a minute.
No, stay on this channel. But first, more info on our top story.
Aww.
We're expecting one of the largest snowfalls in Mount Prospect history. According to the National Weather Service, the largest snowfall ever hit Mount Prospect was 23 inches on the 26th and 27th of January 1967.
In a typical winter, we average 33.5 inches of snow.
With the snowfall that's predicted in this storm, it could have a major impact on the community. It could take days to clean up.
And moving that much snow can lead to many injuries.
We're now joined by Dr. Padme, an ER doctor from Mount Prospect.
How common is it for people to be injured while shoveling?
The Center for Injury Research found that over 11,500 snow shoveling injuries are treated in U.S. emergency rooms each year.
What types of injuries are happening most often?
Well, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission lists soft tissue injuries as the most common. Overexertion, slips, and falls are the most frequent causes for this injury, and that greatly increases the chances of having a heart attack.
Well, I'm living proof of that.
Is that how you hurt your back?
Remember last week after that big storm and I slipped and fell?
Yeah.
Canny, you two.
We heard about people suffering heart attacks while shoveling.
According to WebMD, heart attacks account for 7% of injury, while they account for 100% of the deaths.
What causes a heart attack to happen while shoveling?
Shoveling can raise heart rates to dangerous levels after only 2 minutes.
In just 2 minutes? Why is that?
Well, you know when you wash your hands in cold water, they feel tighter, don't they? That's caused by your blood vessels constricting. Blood vessels can constrict up to 80% when you're out in the cold weather, and that greatly increases the chances of having a heart attack.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us today, Dr. Leah.
Thank you for having me.
We're now joined by chiropractor Padme.
What are some things that people can do to prevent being injured while shoveling?
The University of Sciences in Philadelphia recommends that every 15 minutes or so, take a break, stand up straight, walk around, and drink water to avoid dehydration and overheating.
That makes sense. Anything else?
My colleague, Dr. Kevin O'Hara, says to clear snow early and often to avoid shoveling heavy packed snow.
So make sure you have too much snow in your shovel.
Exactly. And you should only be shoveling about 15 scoops per minute, and the total weight, including your shovel, should not be more than 10 to 15 pounds per scoop.
Thank you. Stay safe out there.
And we'll have schools closing
Yay.
right after this short commercial break.
Oh, nards.
Winter storms and snow will soon be covering your community's sidewalks and driveways.
And with all that snow comes the aches, pains, and injuries caused by overdoing and removing all that snow.
Introducing the Storm Scooper from Empire Industries.
The Storm Scooper uses recommendations from the medical field.
And the latest technology to keep you safe.
And help with injuries and a visit from your local fire department.
The Storm Scooper includes a built-in display that displays how long you've been out shoveling, how many scoops you've done in the last minute, and how much weight is currently on your scoop.
The Storm Scooper also includes a loud audible alarm to warn you whenever you see doctors' recommended limits, lowering the chance of injury.
And a scoop made out of lightweight yet tougher nose oxidized aluminum.
Using a lightweight material means that you'll be able to pick up and move more snow without exceeding the doctor's recommended limits.
The Storm Scooper is even safe enough for emergency responders.
The Storm Scooper includes built-in features like a flashlight and reflectors, as requested by firefighter Jim Miller of the Mount Prospect Fire Department.
He thought the Storm Scooper would be a great addition to the fire line.
So let the Storm Scooper save you and your community.
Once this storm stops, I'm going to have to go out and buy me one of these.
Welcome back. Now, let's get to all of this to schools closing.
All schools in District 57, including Lincoln Middle School, will be closed for tomorrow.
Yes, and I can lay around and watch Star Wars all day.
I don't think so, buddies. With all this free time you've got now, you can go out and shovel. And be careful, you'll be using your old regular shovel.
Aww.
Now, what channel did you say Star Wars was on?
Very good. So let's ask a few questions here, just to help us out. So tell us a little bit more about what the actual invention is that's on the shovel there.
Well, the shovel, it's got lights all around it that will light up where you're shoveling, and it's got a screen to tell you what the limits that a doctor recommends that could potentially you could get injured from if you overdo what the limits are, which are the scoops per minute and how long you're out in the cold. So it's preventing those injuries by telling you when you're over the doctor's limits.
Okay. Tell me what the rationale for the lights are and for the reflectors.
The lights are for like when you're like shoveling in the dark, like you don't hit a rock or something that might be in your way. And the reflectors are like if you're in the night and you drop it in the snow and you can't find it, you could take your flashlight and search, and then you would see the reflection.
And the reason we thought of those is because firefighter Jim Miller from the Mount Prospect Fire Department came and he looked at our invention and he said, what happens is we put reflective tape on our tools and shine our light through them, because normally when you're out in a snowstorm, it's normally at 3 in the morning and it's dark in the winter. So you would want something that lights up and that's reflective to be able to see.
So who else did you consult? What other professionals did you ask about?
We talked to Dr. Kevin O'Hara, we talked to teachers, janitors, and we shared our presentation with a little over 200 people, and we also posted a survey online, and a little over 70 answered our survey.
So the weight for the snow that goes in the shovel, how do you use that device to measure the weight?
The shovel has it has a scale to measure how much is on the scoop, and it would send up the amount, and it would send it up to the screen.
And the same thing with what's the process you would use to measure how many scoops per minute or scoops per hour that you were talking about?
It would basically be a pedometer that would basically be attached down here. So whenever you would move it, the
Pedometer would click and count.
Okay. Do you know what the cost to build such a thing would be?
The cost is about $80 to $120.
And the reason we found that out was adding all the parts together. And we found that the screen, depending on what kind of screen you get, it can cost between $10 and $40. And we thought that that would be the main deciding factor on how much it was. But we never found a perfect screen that we wanted with a good price. And when we put a video of our presentation online, and we got over, as Mackenzie said, we had over 70 responses and 200 viewers. And those responses said that they wouldn't pay that much money for a shovel necessarily. So we thought that if we were to make this product for a selling price, we would want it to, instead of having a screen, it would have different colored lights that were either green, yellow, or red at the bottom, and they would tell you if you're over one of the limits, and up at the top it would tell you which limit you're exceeding or which limits.
So tell me a little bit more about the 200 people that you presented to. What was that?
So those 200 people, as we said, we put the video up online, and we sent the link out to people, and it actually went up on YouTube, and so you could find the video and you could actually watch it through there, and that's where we got our 200 people.
I got you.
Our 200 people ranged from all over the United States to different countries. There were like some engineers and nurses and doctors that answered.
Did you get comments on the video?
Yes, yeah.
We did.
Why did you focus on like heart conditions resulting from shoveling? Like what made you turn in that direction?
We started out by choosing a problem. We chose heart attacks, but we found out we couldn't really do much about that, so we chose getting injured while shoveling in general.
Because we, on WebMD, it said that heart attacks only account for 7% of the injuries when shoveling. Even though they account for 100% of the deaths, there are only 7% of the injuries that happen. So we decided that we would want to focus more all around on shoveling injuries. And it's the second leading cause of death, which is shoveling injuries and deaths in a snowstorm.
Did you find any other products on the market that have similar capabilities?
No, we did not. We did not find anything like this shovel.
We did find some similarities, like for the heated pad at the top. Some shovels had that, but nothing like ours, where we combined a lot of stuff that other shovels might have.
That does it. Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.